Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 15th day of August, 2022. It is Monday of the 20th week in Ordinary Time, the 20th week of the year, but it is also the solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And what does a Good Friar do on the solemnity of the Assumption? He comes to Prestonwood Country Club here in Cary, one of the suburbs of Raleigh, down the street from St. Michael's Church, which is also in Cary, because today is the Catholic Charities golf tournament, and he is driving a beer truck. Here we are at Prestonwood Country Club over here. Let's see. Assumption is today. It was not yesterday. We should not have celebrated it yesterday because it's today. A lot of calls came in as to whether or not we moved the Assumption to Sunday. We don't do that. It only is celebrated on a Sunday when it falls on a Sunday. So it should have been the 20th Sunday in Ordinary Time yesterday for everybody else. But today is the Assumption. It is not a holy day of obligation because it falls on a Monday. It is still a holy day. So if you would, go to Mass and celebrate basically the fact, again, that while the world is a mess in the middle, it began in goodness and it will end in goodness. And Mary is always the sign of that. Mary is the symbol of that, that the goodness and the fulfillment of God's promises will occur, and to trust and believe in that. Today's gospel, basically, which focuses upon the Magnificat, again, this great statement coming from a teenage girl, a teenage woman, who basically talks about revolution, that talks about the turning over of expected roles and values and morals and whatever it is, where the mighty and the powerful are cast down and the lowly are raised up, where those who are rich and wealthy are sent away empty, and those who are hungry and in need are given what it is that they deserve. It is radical, it is rebellion, it is revolutionary, and it is our Blessed Mother, not some quiet, demure woman with a head down, and basically a passive kind of quiet stance. This is a woman of power, of dignity, of worth, of value, who understands what it is that God is doing, although she may not understand it completely. She says yes to something she doesn't realize, but yet as she grows into this realization, it becomes something that is radically transforming of everything that humanity thinks is necessary and important. We celebrate God's embrace of that in bringing Mary into heaven and the fullness of her humanity, thereby again affirming our humanity, not seeing it as sinful, as something that is an obstacle to holiness and to goodness, as something that is offensive, but seeing our humanity as that which makes us that great image and likeness of God, that it gives witness to God's love and mercy in this world. We celebrate the first fruits of the harvest on this day always, in the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, getting ready for the spring harvest is almost over. But in the Northern Hemisphere, we celebrate the first fruits of the harvest and remember God's blessings, for us, that these first fruits, again, help this humanity that God values, that God sees as so glorious and wonderfully emblematic and symbolic of God's love and mercy in this world, that enriches us and allows us to continue becoming signs of the reign of God in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.